Ice and Quinn with EEO Studio Gaming. Today I'm going to go through a Warframe starter guide, starting basically from rank 0 and going all the way through. Try and explain everything as quick as possible. I have got a 0 rank Excalibur here. This is one of the common Warframes that you start the game with. I've actually wrapped him, but I'm going to take this card out. You guys probably wouldn't start with one of these cards. And I am going to treat him just like low level and go through some of the more complicated stuff, like this here. These are where the mods go. Down below, all these cards are actually mods, and you put them in slots to get
I hope you are comfortable.
Thank you, Ordis.
No, we do not seem to have any seats.
I'll let him finish. You put these mods from below up top, and you create or design how you want your Warframe to be. And there's lots of mods to be had, and you can change the level power of the mods. And there's duplicate mods and mods that combine things, mods that give disadvantages. Here, Vitality. I'll give an example of a mod you want to start with. You see in the upper right-hand corner, it's the power that it uses. In the upper left-hand corner is how many you have. And if you look at the mod slots up top, we have little markings. Those markings are the polarity. So if you put a mod that has a matching polarity or mark, it'll use half the energy on the right-hand side. So this one would use 1 instead of 2. Or if it were 10, it would use 5 instead. And I went out.
Well put together, operator. Now get out there and
let me
cut down the...
and make the lotus
and finish,
proud.
go back in, and we'll try this again. You see all the weapons? So, here I'm going through the Sentinel. I have a 0 rank Sentinel, and it's the same thing. Basically, you match up the slots, and with the Sentinel, you'll get cards to start with, mods, that you can put in specific slots. There are cards that work with each Sentinel. So you always want to put those in, and if you have any weapon cards, here we got 0 energy, so we can't do much with it, to be quite honest. Here is how your Sentinel will react. It's its brain, so to speak. You have the brains and the weapon. You can go between either. It doesn't have a lot of variety in power slots because you're going to have to wrap it and add those in if you want to. A lot of times you don't need to do it because you have plenty of power with the Sentinel. It depends. I would suggest for a beginner getting the carrier. And you'll have some extra platinum at the beginning of the game. Instead of buying another Warframe, buy a carrier because it'll pick up the loot for you, and it has a shotgun, which is pretty much good against anything. Then you can get the blueprints for the others. Because you could get the blueprints for the carrier, it's just going to take a long time to get the material and the money. So buy that first Sentinel. You should have enough platinum left over. I believe they're 50 or 75 platinum. I'm not sure, but they give you everything with it. You don't have to build it, which is nice. I'm looking for some matches here that go with this one. Regen is handy for your Sentinel because it allows you to, when it's killed, to come back. And the stronger the power, the more times it can come back. So these are all low-ranking mods right now. In the center is those dots. As they increase, that shows you how the power increases. But they also have the number in the upper right-hand corner. So let's head on off to a mission. If you came out of the opening tutorial, they'll probably throw you into some missions. But when you select your first mission, you want to do it on Mercury and go for an exterminate mission. I know the first thing they throw is typically survival as an open choice. Exclude that. Don't do any fancy missions. Go to exterminate. Exterminate, well, go to exterminate. That is not specific for Syndicate, which we can cover later, but one that, even though it's 3 to 5 M0, that's fine. These guys aren't very tough. Exterminate, you kill at your own pace, and that allows you to pick up a lot of loot, a lot of credits, and I'm in a public game, so let me cancel all that. So pick up a lot of loot, a lot of credits, a lot of crafting material. That's what you want to do in the beginning. Collect as much of that as possible, and then do your ranking tests, which are separate. You can do this once a day. We won't cover those right now. Today, we're just going to cover some of the basics, like getting there, shooting. So beginning Warframe pretty much has no cards you can use. You still have your powers, your abilities, but no mods that you can throw in. I call them cards. They look like cards, but they're mods. And if you're lucky, you have a sentinel with you, and it's a sweeper, which will vacuum up loot from a distance. The stronger that card mod is, the further away it will pick up the loot. Here in the center of the screen is a special bonus. If I find one mod, I will get bonus credits. And Lotus is talking through my controller. I can't hear it because I have headphones on. So she's telling us to start a mission and be careful and kill everyone on board. Which never really sounds like you're the good guy when they say that. You can try and be stealthy. I'm not going to bother. Well, you want to grab these guys before they hit the alarm. There's always an alarm in the opening, and he was at the alarm. You can hack them, but it's best to keep the alarms from going off because you don't get overwhelmed. And Grineer are good at two things. Dodging, well, three things, I guess. Dodging, hiding, and overwhelming you. Just when you think they're easy to kill, you'll hit a kill squad, a heavy group of Grineer Marines that will take you out. So be careful with that. And exterminate, you have plenty of time. You can check all the corners for closed lockers. They should be green if you can open them. So unfortunate there. I find that the lower level missions, even though they don't give as much quantity or level loot as credits. You might only get, well, I get 200 credits there. It's actually pretty good. You don't get as much in level, but you get more in a quantity because it's a beginning one. So you could run this a few times with a low level. So even if you're 6th or 7th, you could probably pick up quite a bit, particularly if you're doing solo. I like the slide. Everyone slides when they're running. It's a little bit faster. This is a player locked door. When you're by yourself, you can open it. When you're with someone else, you need 2 people. Let's see if I see it. Everyone saw it. That Grineer went down, probably to get to the alarm. Let's see if I can find where the alarm is. That's there. They're a little bit slower in the alarm and the early levels. The higher, pretty much they just hit a button. A little finesse. There's a lot you can do in combat style. I'm keeping it fairly simple. Shooting a burst in. It's a burst in, it fires in bursts. What else can I say? One of my favorite guns was the burst in standard. This is a burst in prime. But the burst in standard, it's good. Each weapon does different types of damages. We'll cover that in the next video. Only so much. Red health ball there. Upper right hand corner of the screen. I've got 100 shields, 100 health. When my shields go, I start losing health. I have no way to regenerate those, except for those red balls, or unless you have a card, or a med pack. Extras. There's always a way to do it, but when you're ranked 0, basically, you want to avoid being killed. Or letting that get down to 0. 0 shields, lower shields, hide, regenerate. Now, with that advice, I tend to just ignore it and get myself killed. Well, I try not to, but everyone hates this room. All new players, because they have a hard time jumping up. Taking it slow to show you can just do it later. You can hop, skip, jump. It's really easy to move up and down now. You see that Grineer hiding there? For some reason, he doesn't see me. I use my rush ability. That's swipe up. It's the lowest level power in your Warframe. If you have enough energy, you can do it. It's best to do it when there's a group of people around because you'll hit multiple targets. The higher your power ability, the more targets you can hit. And you can also increase with mods the range, the distance, duration, number, quantity, all sorts of things. I used it there to show you. Because players always ask, where's a grenade? I want a grenade. Later, when you're in a big group of Grineer, you want grenades in order to kill a few of them. Well, you have superpowers. As I mentioned in another video, it's like Superman saying, I want a grenade. He doesn't need a grenade. He's Superman. You are pretty much Superman, if I could jump through that. Normally, I try to go right through the center because there's a Grineer on the right and left, and you pull him out and then turn around and kill him. It's supposed to be stylish. I screwed it up. So much for my style. Epic fail on the style. And you notice the Grineer will take cover, so. And one got the alarm. Grab some more loot here. I will probably stop grabbing loot. See that guy. I just ranked up. with Excalibur, so I'm going to increase my health. The way you do this is it spins around and you hit it just before it gets there. You can hear the click. Just practice it, or build ciphers and do them automatically. It's a mini game. Some people don't like it. Some people do. Don't worry about it. If you don't like it, you can always use the ciphers. You'll get the hang of it if you do it enough, though. So let's continue hunting Grenier. You can see on the map up there. And remember also how many we got. We're at 21 out of 73. These guys can be really dangerous. Shotguns, they do status effects. Status effect is a weapon that causes bleeding, causes freezing, causes electrocution. You can see I'm electrocuting through these guys. He teleported to attack me. Some of them will be invisible and attack you, so you gotta be careful. So you can add status effects, and you can increase the status effect. I have no status effects on my weapon, but you want to be careful you don't hit someone who has a status effect of drain your shields. Your shields will start dropping, and you're not paying attention to it. Most common cause of death. Shields drop, you not looking, you fall over death. I'm certain I will be able to demonstrate that for you, because I am so used to playing higher rank frames that I with shields. You get a feel for your framed ability after a while and how often to check. But you really should keep an eye up there on your energy at all times. Excalibur, I think, is one of the best frames. I have nearly one of every, but I do like Excalibur, although I don't have Excalibur Prime. Not too much difference between the primes and the others. We can cover that in a void mission. That's further down the line. Right now, we're just trying to clearly get through this alive. And it's basically Call of Duty. You're shooting guys. Some guys who aren't too smart. So I guess shooting noobs. Oh, here, let's see if we can do it. Nope. Wrong side. So this is us in Star Wars trying to turn off the power generator for the shields. Oh, there's guys in there. Another hiding Grenier. I don't know if they still have them, but they used to have a Grenier that would lay down like they're dead in the higher levels. And for some reason you ignore them, and normally they deteriorate like that. But I've been surprised by a few of them. If you kill a bunch, the guy falls down, he's playing dead with them. My Sentinel got him. There's sometimes traps above the door. You gotta keep an eye out for them. Traps on the other side of the door, too. Here is my Excalibur's lowest ability. This guy didn't die. My power wasn't strong enough, but notice how I went from one to another. The more you use your powers, the higher ranking gets. My shields are dropping fast. I should take cover, because I can't regenerate my health. I can pick up health balls. It's like Pac-Man. But, I use my ability there to take out those two guys. I've got 6 health. I am going to die unless I can find some health balls, because I'm not using any of the things that could heal me that you can build at higher levels, because, well, I'm a new player. I got myself in this predicament. And I'm shooting like the Grenier. I'm always a bad shot, so. You can use tactics. That guy's trouble. Trapped in this room. And see if I can use my... this guy's too far away, so I couldn't do it. But he's running away, thankfully. My shields had dropped down pretty much. Sometimes that death shot's your abilities. You got 4 of them. You can use them. In area of effect. At this rank, I normally wouldn't have any of the higher ones, so I'm just sticking to the lowest level. I achieved my special condition, secret mission, so to speak. I picked up a mod, and the mod's Vitality, which is very useful for a new player. Everything's leveling up here. Grab some more loot, and more hiding Grenier. As you see, the Sentinel's handy too. Even the vacuum with that shotgun will shoot down Grenier left and right. Sometimes you don't want them to. If you're hiding, don't take one, because they'll certainly tell everyone you're there. I was trying to use my ability on everyone else. I kind of keep running and doing it. It will slide you, but at higher levels you can keep going. So yeah, you can keep going at higher levels and attack more people running around. There's a mod that dropped. It's pressure point. You want that for melee. Increases damage. It's a handy one. Serration is good. Let's see if I can get these. You can hear the rhythm. You just tap it when I'm hitting it, but I'm not hitting it at the right time. Oh, grenade. Yeah, the Grenier have grenade, but they don't have the powers we have. Most of the time. They have equipment that will generate these powers. You use a sword. Let's have it. It's alright. Yeah, I'm using it on the containers, but yeah, it is a rank 10 sword. It's a katana, basically. I like the look of it, so I built it and decided to use it. I haven't used it much yet. Now I'm just jumping everywhere. Now these guys are going to be hiding in here for me, so let's see if we can shoot through. Oh, surprise! When it goes well, it's cool, but when it goes wrong, you hit the wall and look like an idiot. But practice it. You can do some fancy killing. You can go into just melee mode, and that's plenty fun too. Lots of loot to be had here. We killed 60 Grenier out of 73. I've still got 6 health. My energy has gone up though, so my shields are a little bit stronger now. A few more lockers, and maybe we'll try sneaking. Nope. Too impatient. Oh, yeah, not sneaking these guys. Avoid those guys if possible in hand-to-hand at low levels, because they will... I tried to use my power there again. The hand-to-hand guys will pretty much take you out. There's a couple special guys that will one-shot you, so be careful with those too. Any guys glowing, keep them at distance until you're higher rank. I say that, and then now I'm getting a status effect, and, well, he killed me. I'm going to have to revive. When you revive, you will do a little blast that will pretty much finish off anyone in the area. That's my fault. I had 6 health. I didn't find any more health. Now I'm back to full health. Revives can cost you platinum, which could end up costing you money. Not an easy way to get platinum unless you sell stuff for platinum in the game. You get some good mods, you can sell them in the trade and pick up platinum. Get good blueprints too. You can sell blueprints, buy blueprints, or you can trade blueprints. You know, there's several economies in the game, so it's not a must-buy, but sometimes you want to play and you don't want to sit there and try and trade all day before you can get in the game. So always have, well, avoid dying if you can. So that's the advantage of playing with someone else, is they can pick you up and you won't have to revive. It's the revives that cost platinum, which is why I should have been looking through the lockers for more health. A little bit more of my power. You can see it's still streaming after me. I'm still using it. And, well, Lotus is telling me I've killed everyone, so I can get back. This is a fun room for beginners. They either overjump. They've improved the jumping. It used to be a nightmare. You can run along the side of the wall. You can drop down, collect the loot. I'm trying not to keep everyone busy. You can wall run. It's pretty easy. Just hold down the X button or tap it, depending how you have your controller set. And I usually check extra rooms for loot. Particularly in a Corpus mission, they will have a lot more lockers. And so for Grenier, you look for the damage called puncture. And for now, just know that puncture hurts a Grenier. And for Corpus, impact. Puncture, think of it as armor-piercing bullet. Impact is a hammer. And the last one, slash, a sword. Slash pretty much harms everyone, but specifics help. So that's the end of the mission. Now, I'm getting a double credit bonus, so mine would be about twice what you get, but still you would pick up half of the mission reward, and then mission credits, and then all the loot, and then 2 mods right there, both which are useful. One for hand-to-hand and one for your health, which I obviously could have used much sooner. So that's... And you want to run this mission a few times if you're a low rank. Even rank 5 or 6. It's 3 to 5. You could 6, 7, until you feel comfortable and you've got your Warframe built up and your weapons. Just run it a few times until it gets boring. Try stealthing it. That might help.
Operator,
you see now I have the ability to add 6 up in the upper left-hand corner. Capacity says I can add 6 energy units. This vitality is a redirection. It's a handy one to have. It will, as you can see, increase shields. Darn good. And if I match the polarity, and I happen to have some that match it, I can use that and it'll only take half the energy. So this would normally cost 4. I put it in the wrong slot. It doubles the price. Put it in the right normal slot. Costs normal. Put it in the right slot. It costs half. It's pretty simple. Match the symbols. You don't even have to know their names. That leaves me with still 4 power. So I'm actually putting a higher one in there. When it's rank 5, it use 6. If I use 6, it would have given me a 3 also. And then obviously I want to add vitality. If you could get vigor, as you see, does shields and health. That's as you see the color of it. It's a little bit more rare. You can trade for it or pick it up in a mission. Warm coat, that's a status effect thing, but vitality is really what vitality and redirection are the ones you want to use. Health and shields basically are your boosts, and you can see from the markings, different Warframes will have different polarities. So I was able to fit basically 11 units of power into 6 because I use the polarities. Here I have 8, and what you serration, which you can often pick up fairly cheap trading, or sometimes you get it when you get the starter pack in the game. It's a rare card. It does a lot of damage. Shred, don't even try it at a lower level. Speed trigger, that does help with burstin. Fast hands, I find, helps with the burstin the most. You can increase damage, but reloading that burstin takes time. Point strike, as you see, I can increase critical damage. Look at your critical, see how high it is. Remember, the burstin shooting bursts, so 5% critical every 3 bursts is actually a pretty good shot. So to start with, I usually go with fast hands for the burstin because it takes less time to reload, and that's reloading where you'll get killed. And I don't have any polarity matches there, so I'm going to pay the full power price, which I have a few cards because I've fused them, as it's called. A few mods, sorry. I fused them and increased them. So I put higher the power, the faster they go. So you can also add an effects, status effect card like cold, infection, disease, fire, electricity. We'll get into those and how they affect different people. I'm using magazine warp, which means I don't have to reload as often as I normally do. The other weapons were already sort of ranked high, but you can see I could go through and add in more cards for those. The katana, same thing as they level up, and we'll get to the card that sits at the top center and the top 2 cards in the Warframe later. Different weapons have different polarities in them. You can change those polarities, you can add to them. That's what playing the game is about. Same's true with your
operator. Your chosen Warframe suits you.
Enough of the jokes. So even with your Sentinels, they'll have special abilities. Each one does something different, so you can use them against different enemies. This one's electricity, probably better against Corpus, but with Grenier, you still stun them. That's what electricity does, and you can combine those. We'll get into that later as well. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. This is Ice and Quinn. Remember to like, subscribe, follow me, come back for more missions.